Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tarnation TV, broadcasting live at the High Voltage Racing League. This is the Maverick Cup Series on a Tuesday evening. Today we're at Mexico City. This is going to be a good one. 45 laps on the clock. 2.518 miles in length of this circuit. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never seen this track before. And it looks pretty awesome from what we're seeing through practice. And yeah, thanks again. This is race number 7. We'll get to some points. We'll do all that fun stuff here in a minute. I'm Blaine Donlin, joined by Rod Weston.
Yeah, it's an interesting track. I rode around with a lot of the guys. I had raced here once, like many years ago, different version of this track. And, you know, I obviously couldn't remember any of it. So I was then riding around. I rode them with Nick Gunther a little bit, Anthony McCreary, excuse me. And, of course, last year's champion and this career's points leader, Jack Merkel was last year's, and Josh Mercurio, who's our points leader currently, and watch them guys go around this track. And it's really interesting. Long front straightaway. They come to 180 miles an hour going into turn 1, all the way down to first gear to about 50 miles an hour through a series of, it's kind of a right, left, right. Little short straightaway, then you get a big another. It's really technical on the back stretch. Very short straightaway back there that they do get up into third gear, and then of course once they get to that, they come into. It's kind of like a stadium section. It's pretty weird.
It's like a little coliseum looking.
Yeah, but it's got a hairpin in it, and then of course they make a few more turns and they're back on the front stretch. And like I said, 180. They were over 180 miles an hour going into turn 1. That's the length after that length of that long front stretch. But yeah, Josh Mercurio still a points leader. He's got 157 points over Nick Gunther. Pablo Vitor is right there in third. Tate Dorsey fourth. Fifth is Jonathan Peavy. Sixth is it won't be after today. That is Keith Hughes. He is not here today. I tried to get him to because he doesn't like the road courses, to hop into the booth and hang out with Blaine, and I'd go out and drive his car, but it didn't work out, but that's all right.
That would have been a neat little thing, but yeah, it's a long track. I mean, these road courses, some of them are super short. 2.5 miles is pretty good length. And like you say, that we're just doing a fly around here on this thing. That front straightaway is a monster. But then you've got these cool sweeping S's, and there's always going to be a gnarly hairpin. But yeah, this looks like a fun track. I didn't get a chance to get out here and drive this thing, but I'm seeing lots of pavement too around these turns, which is kind of nice. If guys are going to overshoot maybe a little bit, at least there's some tarmac out there that they can drive on.
Well, I was going to mention that. You always remember, I always say, you know why they put grass on racetracks? Because it's asphalt. We will try to use it, and I will tell you what, you are going to see these guys come off from, I know the last corner, they come off that right out to the wall. They are probably 10 feet right off the track. Mm-hmm. There's quite a few corners up here that there is asphalt as you exit the corner, and obviously, if you can keep that car going straighter and start building speed up, that you're going to do it. So I'm not sure the numbers of the corners that whatnot. I'm watching them guys right now. I just watched Gunther come off a corner and literally just drive right off the track. He was probably 5 car lengths off the track because there's asphalt out there. And like I said, we're going to use it.
Sometimes it's neat. Like I know Watkins Glen, some guys like to use, like I think it's turn 1, where you come down to turn 1 and then you go up that hill. I can't remember what they call it, but it's the same setup where you can get in behind those. You can get in behind those rumble strips and run that thing because it's paved back there. And some guys don't like that line. They stay on the track and do what they do. So it's nice to have the options, and it's cool to see the different lines that these guys will take.
Yeah, it's ironic, like what you were saying. That used to be sand to slow the drivers down. Yeah. And they went to asphalt on it because they found that drivers could actually slow down easier when it's asphalt than they can if it's, the sand. Because once they are in the sand or in the grass, they're just along for the ride pretty much. So, yeah, this one here, they come off the corner.
The one is
brake filled, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these guys use the track limits here. I'm not sure if there's penalties in place. Probably not. I mean, if you're going outside the track limits, I mean, unless you're blatantly cutting like a hairpin turn or something. Like, yeah, if you were going to cut like a hairpin, obviously that's bad.
Yeah, you'll get black flag for that.
Yeah.
There's places I've seen some of the guys do it during practice, and I've also noted that you'll note on the track out there, they are in the corners. There are some kind of like yellow, we'll call them rumble strips, I guess, but I would say, no strips.
Okay, right.
I have seen a few of the drivers hit that yellow part that's inside the rumble strip. So they've kind of gone, taking a little more than they, wanted to, per se, and hit those yellow things. I saw one car earlier up on two wheels, did not flip it over, but hey, it was Joey Chitwood would have been Joey Chitwood would have been very proud of him, because he went quite a ways on two wheels, dropped it back on all four, and then continued on. But so that I could see just from what I watched earlier, you got to watch them yellow strips. Talk about where
send you for a loop.
Oh yeah, they will. You talk about that we are in Mexico tonight, so let's talk about where the drivers are from. That race over here at Maverick Cup Series, we have 20 drivers from the United States. We have 5 from Brazil. Actually, 4 drivers are from Mexico. He told me where they are earlier, but I didn't get a chance to write it down. We got 2 from Argentina, 1 from Australia, 1 from Chile, 1 from Colombia, 1 from Ecuador, and 1 from Venezuela tonight. And then as far as makes go,
this is always cool.
all kinds of them. So we have 7 Toyotas out there tonight. Of course, there's Poppy Sandoval is going to be one of them, and I'm sure some few of his wrecking ball fellers are going to be out there doing that. There's 6 Fords, 4 Chevys, 5 Chevys, 5 Dodges, 4 Cadillac, 4 Lexuses, 3 Kias. We know who those are. 1 Buick and 1 Pontiac. Pontiac is usually, gosh, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but I do know that Sean Dotson is driving the Buick tonight.
Now, we've got some guys who are streaming live tonight, too. We've got Dotson's probably streaming. I believe Gunther's streaming as well.
Gunther's got, I'm still working on, I got to get with Nick Gunther to get his stuff going so it gives me something else to look at, while I'm here. I only got 4 monitors to look at, so I got all the information I can get, great.
On board right now, we were on board with one. I believe he just just got off the track. So we've switched into see if he's back out again. Yes, he is, the 88.
Let's see if I can find him here.
Doing some cockpit stuff. Track level is really cool. From up above, I noticed there's not a lot of stuff really going on behind the scenes. That'd be hard to put a lot of detail on a 2.5 mile long road course, but track level looks great.
Yeah, I looked around at the different views, but
yeah, it's my home track, so I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and just to share a race with you. So it's an amazing opportunity, and I will try hard to have a great result here, just for my fans that are watching me right now.
That's pretty cool. So I got to ask, what do you use for, your device to, drive around the track? Do you have a wheel? Do you use a controller? Do you use,
I use keyboard. I use a keyboard.
Yep.
My laptop. So it's 10 years old, my laptop. So you have to understand that. I have some kind of scholarship, but nothing that I could handle.
And that's cool how you guys are able to, get the settings right and go out there with a laptop and be competitive. We watched you for a little bit, so that's pretty awesome. So we'll give you a chance to get back out there, get some practice in, and we'll maybe if we get a chance, we'll grab you and bring you up later on.
Can you repeat?
All right. Well, good luck tonight, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Juan. We'll talk to you shortly.
Yeah, thank you.
Our in-race reporters are always on deck, so they've been briefed, I believe, by Ben Schneider to get ready. We might bring you down in the booth, not under green flag conditions, of course, but
We should probably do the same thing that we kind of let them get Benjamin to understand. We do like the waiting room thing, like we do on when the way ASR wanted us to do things. I'm like, they wanted us to pull hot drivers in. So
yeah, he's in mid sentence, and then we're like, hey, what's going on, buddy? You know. But yeah, it'll work out.
Yeah, you just got flipped 500 times down the backstretch.
Yeah.
Is your neck sore? You know, we want to know what happened. You know,
you've been practicing out here for 6 weeks, and then you got into an accident on lap 2. How do you feel?
Yeah. Well, we're working on that one still, but devise a method to let the guys know that when it happens, that pretty soon you're gonna be live, and you got to be, stop, listen, and we'll tell you when we're ready for you. Kind of sort of.
So Juan's rocking a new car today, I believe. It looks a little bit different. The sponsor, I think, is the same, but a different color scheme.
I for some reason I downloaded all the cars. I don't have his car, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just grabbed them a little bit ago there.
It ought to be fun. Road courses, these guys amaze me at road courses. Of course, it's an admin controlled situation, so if there's just a one car spin, they do not pull the cautions. We've had some really, really good road racing races at Watkins Glen and Sonoma. So I don't see it being any different here tonight. We were told by Benjamin that the 85, I forget to remember his name. He said it, and I knew I'd mess it up probably if I said it, but if I tried to do it myself. But Miguel Espinosa, supposedly he is a pretty good road racer. So Benjamin was saying that he is a ringer. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, usually when you say somebody's a ringer, that means they tend to gravitate. Like you would be a Martinsville ringer, because if there's a race at Martinsville, you're going and you're probably going to win. And if you're not going to win, you're going to be pretty gosh darn close. Yeah.
It's not so much that I'll win. It depends on the league, depends on the drivers. I'm pretty competitive because I race at ASR on their Open Cup when we're not doing broadcasts on Wednesdays. And the Martinsville race that I did get an opportunity to race with them, I was competitive, but unfortunately the random breakdown kind of kicked my butt. So I had a random breakdown and was unable to finish. But no, I get that. And road courses, I'm okay, but not I'm nowhere near like Jack Merkel or
some of
these guys out here.
I do love road courses too. Just I can keep it on the track. I know I'm probably not going to win, but I have a lot of fun because this is probably my favorite game ever. I mean, I try to think of other games. I mean, everybody's got lots of favorite games, but this thing, it's always there. You can always come back to it.
Yep.
And I love the fact that new generations have prolonged its lifespan. Here we are. We talk about this all the time, but we're 23 years plus into this thing. And the graphics get better, and the textures are higher resolution textures, and the tracks these guys are pulling off, and the numbers they're pulling off. We got 38 people here tonight, and we're at Mexico City. It's just a road course, and people tend not to, like you said, they don't. In NASCAR Racing 2003 season, they don't gravitate to road courses, but we're here tonight with a full house. It's wild. I love it.
And ironically, they didn't run this track last year, but they have run it in the past. Roger Nevelsek is actually one of the the 2023 winner, and Nick Gunther won it in 24. So
Benjamin and his amazing promotional, the kid's amazing. Our Grand Marshal tonight, Alonso Salinas, Arca Maynard's West driver. So we actually got an actual race car driver to do this for us. So, we'll hand it over to Alonso, and he'll do the command to start your engines this evening. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Thanks, Maverick, for having us. And away we go with the Grand Marshal.
Drivers, start your engines.
Well, thank you, Alonso. ARCA, Maynard's West Series. Hailing from Mexico.
Dude, that'll be a lot of fun, though. Like I said, these guys put on a great show at the road courses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the yellows work a little bit different here. I mean, at Maverick, they always are the administration staff is in control of yellows always. Road courses are different because there can be stuff going on the track, and you don't necessarily need to pull. Well, there's Tarnation TV logos on the ground over there. You don't necessarily need to pull a yellow out if a couple cars get tangled up in turn 7 and there's nobody else around them, you know. So it's interesting that these road courses are usually really good races.
You got Anthony McCurry on pole tonight. Josh McCurry, our current points leader, second. Neto is in third. Fourth will be Rodrigo. Fifth would be Nick Gunther, one of the racers that had won this race in 24. Sixth will be Michael Norman. Eighth will be Jonathan Peavy. Ninth will be Kirby Edwards. Ninth is Pito Vitor. Yeah, Pablo Vitor. I knew I could say it. Yeah. Sorry, I got to get a drink here in a minute. But currently second place in points, and the top 10 is going to be Noah Hart. Lots and lots of people in here.
Full pace lap too, which is a bonus.
I didn't think Keith was here tonight, but I see that his car did participate in qualifying. So looking at the chat there, I got my daughter Mackenzie is on there. Obviously, Robert Springs is in there. Keith Hughes is on there. He says, "I can't wait to see someone hit the stands." Okay.
Oh, okay. Is that a thing? I guess we're going to find out.
I'm not really sure, but maybe it could be. And then Keith says, stock cars are supposed to turn left. I'm in agreement with him on that. Although, if you set them up right, they're usually coming off the corner. There's a little bit of right turn required, so that way you're sliding sideways a little bit.
It's pretty cool, though. I do like how Benjamin, they do change it up a little bit here, too, right? Let's race to Mexico. We're going to Montreal here in a little while too. This series as well. Sonoma, Watkins Glen. So there's some circuits out here that these guys are going to have to deal with. Oh, we got a rollover.
Told you them curbs are bad.
No kidding. The 97. It was just sliding through the turn.
Green flag is out. McCurry gets a great run at the start. Didn't get too far ahead of Josh Mercurio. But remember, they're going to go down to this corner all the way down to first gear in about 50 miles an hour. Obviously, they'll probably be a little bit slower here. Mercurio on the inside. He did get a pretty good run down that straightaway. He is probably going to maybe going to get to that next corner. Anthony says, nope, still on the inside.
Look at these guys through that turn, flawless. 3 and 4 wide.
Oh, McCurry gets a run off the corner there. Little short straightaway down there. They go up to third gear here, back down to first. This is another set of really, really tight S's right here, kind of sort of. They're not as tight as those first ones. They're a little bit more open. They get free from these a little bit, and then they'll have some second gear kind of corners. They'll go back and forth like that again. Pretty technical on the backstretch here.
A little bit of a brouhaha happening back there now. Looks like they sort of got it figured out. A couple cars got tangled.
Tell you, Josh Mercurio is definitely making McCreary honest. He is all over his rear bumper, waiting for him to just make a mistake, and he's going to pounce on it. Into that stadium section, I called it.
Yeah, this
very, very tight little, tight little, like almost a complete hairpin there. They come out, zig a little bit, zag a little bit. Out of there, they go to the right-hand turn. As soon as they get out of that, it goes left a little bit. Right a little bit more, and then that long straightaway where they get up to fourth gear and over 180 miles an hour going to turn 1.
Very cool course. I do like a monster of a straightaway too. That really gets that transmission wound up. Looks like we got somebody on pits there.
Only foreseeable issue, and these guys did an amazing job with it. You watched TV1 going through that first kind of chicane. You'll see how big those yellow curves are. They are huge in there. They definitely will throw the car.
Yeah, and that's what we were watching on the pace lap there. I think it was Matthias Yankee just, doing like 40 mile an hour over one of those things that actually flipped the car.
Yeah.
So now that we're at speed, it'll be pretty interesting to see what'll happen if a guy misjudges a corner entry.
And like you'll see, they're coming out of, I wish I could count the corners, but there's one that come out of there. There's a little short straight, and they literally drive right off the track because it's paved on the outside. They straighten that corner out as much as they possibly can.
On board right now with McCreary in first. We'll see this stadium section. That yellow part of those curves is going to be the thing that'll end your day.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I see cars during practice get up on two wheels. You actually saw somebody flip there or flip over. They come out of that front stretch, and you'll see they're literally off the track. There's asphalt out there. They're all going out there and grabbing that asphalt to just kind of straighten that corner out as much as they can.
Now, what do we have for a fuel window here? Are they running 2X? Sometimes they only run 1X on the super speedways, so there must be still 2X here tonight.
It looks like they're gonna, according to the garage, they can do about 20 laps. But if it might
be a two-stop race then.
Yeah, I would think 20 laps though would would definitely be a two-stopper. Cautions may help you out on that.
I doubt. I mean, unless there's a pile up that can, accumulates about a half dozen cars, because we've seen some tussles back there already, but they've held the green up because they happen near the back. I doubt we'll see a yellow flag. Very rare on a road course at Maverick to see a yellow, just because usually they're isolated incidents and it's best just to keep it going.
Yeah.
Oh, just as I say that.
Yeah, you had the Tarnation TV curse. Just as you say that, I'm watching McCreary, and all of a sudden he slowed down, and he took that corner weird, and I was like, wait a minute, and then I said, sure enough, yeah, it's a caution.
Cool, so we'll go back and see here. Just when the yellow came out.
The question would be, is it going to probably be, at most road courses, it's what they call a quickie caution.
Right.
So if you are a lap down, everybody pits on the first time by. If you choose to do so, obviously, first thing, he has to get to the start finish line to initiate the yellow. That's when they pick up the pace car. The first time around, they will come in. Everybody will be allowed to come in, lap down cars and lead lap cars.
I don't see a point of yellow, actually, unless I'm missing something. I guess we can show people here. I'm just kind of zooming around the track here.
Look at the chat. Try to see. Look at the 35, maybe.
Okay.
Guessing, but they were.
I'm right around 7 minutes. Oh, maybe, yeah. He's stuck in the stadium section. Okay, something happened here. Good call. Okay, we got it. So the 4 of Torres, then that's Mike Carroll in the 35. It looks like in the stadium section here that Torres on that 4. Oh, yeah, the 35 kind of got around, and then Torres was able to help him finish that spin. Not Torres' fault is all. It was Carroll that actually got around before Torres even hit him. Kind of really had nowhere to go, so.
When it blocks the track like that, you got to do something,
So we got him, re-rack him a little bit.
That's okay. With coming up to lap 5.
Did you want to grab one and see what's going on out there?
Let's see if we can find him, because there's a long list of people.
That's a cool looking car too.
Juan, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
How's your race going so far?
Actually, I'm on P10, so I'm really comfortable with my car, but I I need to find something to advance more because I want a top 10 for my fans.
So
You're currently.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say we've been watching a little bit, even on the pace lap. The curbing in the corners here, it's pretty steep, man. Like we saw one car actually roll over on the parade lap. Is that in the back of your mind? You really got to be careful going into some of these corners because those curbs could get that car moving pretty good in the wrong direction.
Yeah, this track is too tricky, so you have to be careful when you need to brake, when you need to push the accelerator. So yeah, that's the trick of the track.
My question just would be real quick before you let you get back there. How's the tire wear? You can probably do about how many laps on fuel, and can you do that same amount of laps on tires?
It could be 20 laps of fuel, but I don't know if the tire life is gonna be long, like be 20 laps. Well, I don't think so.
Okay, so the tire wear is a little more excessive. All right, well, we'll let you get back there, buddy. So thanks for coming up and talk to us and just giving us a little more insight on the race. And good luck.
Thank you guys for letting me be here. And Viva Mexico!
There you go.
Let's go, buddy.
Go
Good
get
luck,
him,
buddy.
man. We'll be watching, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you.
Why have we
That's
never
awesome.
talked to this guy before?
I don't know. That's
There's
pretty
too many
awesome.
people in this league. I think it's weird how like you can like certain drivers get into a pocket where we will never talk to them, and I feel bad for that because there's so many people in this league. And then we're always talking to guys like Merkel because he's always winning.
Right.
But then I'm always focusing around the field too. So I'm always rolling through the field and taking a look at, different cars and whatever. But sometimes we call on people and they don't have their mics on. They're in a separate room. They don't hear us. They don't even have a microphone. Leagues will require, it's a mandatory that you have TeamSpeak. But it's not mandatory that you have a microphone because some people don't. But you need to hear the race control. Like you need to hear the Ben and Keith with the rules and stuff. So
some drivers, they will, purposely mute their mics so that way they don't actually accidentally say something that they shouldn't have. And others will, there's a lot of these guys I've found, from last year doing this with these guys, that they're actually in a different TeamSpeak. They have their own TeamSpeak and they get together and kind of visit over there.
Right. So you can have like one ear in the race TeamSpeak and then your team in a different TeamSpeak or in Discord or something else.
So we saw a little bit of a shake-up there. I got to pull something up here. Hold on a second. So the leader currently right now, he's not listed as a leader because he didn't lead across the start-finish line, is RJ Bishop. He stayed out. He, as well as Tig Trager, he is pitting now.
Oh, I see truck going in there now, yeah.
Now, they might be coming to the green, I would imagine. Look to see if the pace car's in. So he's doing a little different strategy there. The 94 of Peninsula there, it was in his car when they started. He is having a little bit of connection issues. He keeps disappearing. Ooh. Off the track he is a little bit there.
A little bit, yeah. There's a little bit going on back there too. I don't know if the yellow
Well, that dropped
green's
McCurry back.
staying.
That dropped McCurry back to the 5th spot. Now, it looks like Jack Merkel had a little bit better pit stop than he did. Notice that Jack was ahead of him. Jack's currently in the 4th spot. That's not a guy that you want to be let out there, and he might be higher than that too. There was a couple of things happened there in turn 1.
Yeah, yellow is
And
back
we're back
up.
yellow.
Yeah. It wasn't even in the turn. It was kind of like on the straightaway coming into the turn. So it happened kind of like 3/4 of a way down that front straight.
And like I said, I was on the 94 when it happened, and he disappeared. So
Right.
I didn't get to see a lot of that, live when I was looking at it live, just because all of a sudden he disappeared. He came back. Then he disappeared again. When he came back, he was off turn 1. So that is the downside to this game. It's a great game, and you know, with the high-speed internet and everything that's out there, usually it's pretty flawless. But when you get you know, fellow drivers and such not from different countries, sometimes, you know, the internet is so, you know, that's a long haul for that internet to get here. Sometimes it's not quite as good as it should be.
And there's things like weather too. Like you can have weird weather, or just your ISP might be having a bad day. I mean, even I've had that. I'm like, why is my internet suck today? Like I have broadband, and it's definitely not the fastest, but it should get the job done. But sometimes it's just weird, you know.
You know, I think it was Mike Mangialardi who told me you should restart your modem at least once a week.
I do mine once a month. Like if the wife and I are going out on a drive on a Sunday or something, I'll pull the plug out of the modem and it'll be off for 5 hours. That allows the battery and the little memory battery inside your modem to actually die, so it properly resets. The old 1 minute pull, that'll work sometimes, but you should unplug it completely for hours at a time and actually let it die for real. And then when you plug it back in, it's like a cold boot. It'll take 10 minutes for it to get back, you know, online again. But once it is, it does seem to fix some problems because they get gummed up and the cache gets gummed up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. If you're just not going to be home, if you're not going to be home for the afternoon, pull the plug on your modem before you go out. And then when you get home that night, plug it back in. And within 15 or 20 minutes, you'll be back online again, and it might fix some of your problems.
If I did that, I'd probably get a call from my solar panel company going, the solar panels aren't registering. What's going on? Are you out of powder? Yeah, because mine's hooked up to the internet.
Right. So looking at the screen here now, we've got Dover coming up, not next week, but the week after. So next Tuesday, we are off here at Maverick.
Yeah?
But, we got Dover on the 19th. Next Tuesday, I think it's the 12th, right? So, and then let's see the other schedule. The full schedule right there. Season number 68 at Rolling Thunder Gaming starts back up this week. All their series are back in flow.
And
back in full swing. And of course, you know, Talladega's challenge with FRN co-hosting, Tarnation TV production. And of course, the Bash, the 2026 Bash at SMO Gaming Simulations on Sunday, May the 10th. If you want to get out some frustration and take part in a really fun race, get a hold of the guys over at SMO. And who are they in cahoots with now? Not TMP. Yeah.
They're in cahoots with TMP, yeah.
TMP, yeah. So TMP and
you'll
SMO
have most of the drivers
together,
from TMP there. You'll have most of the drivers from SMO there. I hope I get home in time because I'll be racing that day. But, you know, it is an absolute blast. And then as you were talking about the RTG, if there's no, what do we call it? Knockout qualifying, I will be in that one. Racing, not in the booth.
Oh, right. You'll be on track. Yeah, you're going to be racing. Do you have a car to drive?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have that?
Jaeger Bomb.
You're running that Jaeger Bomb Sullins deal, yeah.
The Rodney Sullins painted Jaeger Bomb car, yeah.
Yeah, I've been in contact with Sullins. He's making renders for all the updated cars for the season here, so that'll...
he painted me a beautiful Dodge Challenger.
Yep.
A lot of those guys that pitted the first time by stayed out, and we had our leader at the time, that was RJ Bishop. He was leading, Jack Merkel was second. They had pitted, and I'm going off the ticker, but that's there again. We're still under caution, and that could be a little bit wrong, but they're backing deep into the field right now, so they're going to have their work cut out for them to get back up to the front.
Actually, flying around the field, I'm just going to cycle through some cars here while we're under yellow.
Yeah, there's some cool looking rides out there.
Yeah. Yeah, Panacea there and the 94. That Exide batteries love that color scheme, the purple and the pink and the yellow.
You speak of Rodney
right there.
Speak of Rodney Sullins, he painted me up a really nice car for this mod, a Dodge Dart. So you've been out there and you've seen RJ Bishop's car, that Dodge Dart. He made me a Jaeger Bomb with that Dodge Dart kind of scheme. So,
is is the Jagerbomb one you're running on Thursday, which is the Monster Energy mod? Is it the same one, just modified to fit,
Yeah.
or is it fresh?
It's the same basic paint scheme, switched over to it, but you know, on a Dart chassis instead of the Challenger chassis, and obviously I run 31 on Wednesday and 19 on. I won't get relinquish my number for. Well, I'm actually for that Thursday. I have to have 19 because somebody already has 31, and I'm registered as the 19 on Saturday, even though I don't run in the series.
So what number did you get for RTG?
19.
Right, yeah, because that's the thing, when you register a car over there, you're not registering for the series. I believe you're registering for the entire league, so you get the same number across all series.
I raced with RTG before, but the mod that they currently use on Monday, remember I ended up having to redo the computer due to a power surge situation that didn't work out well, but before that it just wouldn't run it. I can't explain it, but I'd have to turn everything down, and I didn't like that. So pace car is in.
I can hear everybody stacking up here on the front straightaway. There's Mercurio, Piana in second, and your leader McCurry.
Curry made his way back to the front due to, he's fast, obviously, but with pit stops, pulls way over to the left, kind of plays a defensive line there, which is not going to work very good for him, I don't think. We'll see. Oh, I thought Piano would. Oh, no. Big pile up there, and through the S's. Everybody around. In-race reporter there. He's around.
It's jammed. They're all still flowing through there, though.
Yep, still green flag.
Yeah.
So we might be on a caution cool down. I'm not 100% sure. Kiana went from second position, and I would say about 10th. It looked like there was a little bit of contact between him and Josh Mercurio, and I'm not sure. Just kind of looked that way. There might have been a little bit of contact. That little bit of contact got him spun around. We got somebody else around. Not sure. I don't know the numbers of these corners well enough yet.
Yeah.
Ooh. Carroll's around on one of the corners there, just overshot the corner a little bit.
Oh, we got a rollover, yeah. Carroll is on his lid.
Figueroa there, he's currently in the 10th position. That's what it states, but it could change when he hits the start-finish line. He was pressuring curb. Oh, no, he hit that curb wrong. Oh, heartbreak right there. Just coming off the last corner after the stadium, he just caught the curb, and it didn't have the yellow curb, but it was enough to disrupt the car and throw it around.
Yeah, it's wild. That's the curb that flipped the 97, I believe. Oh,
Dropped him back to the 24th position. So
there's Mark Snyder currently in 33rd, coming down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Like you said, 150 mile an hour almost.
It was 180 going into turn 1. 100,
right.
the fastest.
I locked onto him when he was already slowing down. Yeah.
Yeah. I did. I watched Jack Merkel, Anthony Mercury, Josh Mercurio. All of them guys were doing almost 185 miles an hour at the end of that straightaway, switching, it was like bang, 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 all the way down to first and down to 50 miles an hour to make that first corner.
Wow. What's the gearing on that? Because you need a pretty tall fourth to get that. I mean, there's a lot of pretty good little straight stretches out here, though, so it's probably. Are they running fourth gear on other parts of the track?
I think you're pretty much only on fourth gear. From what I saw earlier, watching the guys earlier during practice, pretty much the only time you're in fourth gear is on the front stretch.
So McCurry just shifted to fourth around 175.
Yeah.
And 183 gearing back down again.
And there's one little short shoot. I call it a short shoot, but it's really not probably fair to say it that. But there is a straightaway that they get up to third gear at the back. The rest of it's all either first or second gear corner. The first corners they come to right here, is just the first gear all the way through. They get to the next one, that little straightaway, they kind of get up. Some of the drivers were getting up to third gear going into that, and it's right back down to first in 50 miles an hour. The S's are, like I said before, a little bit not as tight as the original ones. And then the second set of S's, they were getting up into the second gear. It's a really cool track. I almost wanted to dig out my wheel and hook it up just to try it out.
And this is a real track too, so that helps.
Oh yes.
Fantasy. Although, you know what, there's some really good fantasy ones too. I can't remember. There was one. Oh, I can't remember what it was called. It started with a V. Valencia or something. I can't remember what the heck it was called now. But it had a straightaway where you would like go down, and there was a wall with a fence, and on the other side of that wall was a straightaway going the other direction. So you'd rip down in, do some turns, and then come back again. So then the sound in the car was pretty neat. If you had cars on the other side of that wall going in the opposite direction, you know, it was a very cool track, and it was a fictional track too. But it was really well designed. It was a lot of fun. You're focused on Anthony McCurry there in the lead, but I'm telling you what, you are missed a heck of a race from Miguel Figueroa, and I think that was Tate Dorsey. Going through it kind of started just before the stadium. Okay.
And I saw Miguel go through the corner and make a couple of passes there, and Tate Dorsey kind of got it back. I mean, side by side, really, really close, no contact, and Tate Dorsey was able to sneak past both of them guys and get out there, but it was really cool racing. All
right, I'm going to back up and take a look at it. Yeah, because I was on board with the leader just basically going for a lap, so.
I'm just kind of giving an honorable mention right now. I don't want to say that. I shouldn't say this because, you know, the Tarnation TV curse, but push on out there in the 72. We just love that paint scheme. Beautiful Dodge. Currently running in the 8th position. You know, nobody really around him. He's just running smooth, consistent, you know, staying out of trouble. Just what you got to do. Get yourself, keep yourself in the points or get yourself either up in the points.
Yeah, watching this Dorsey with Miguel there, they're down to 30 mile an hour in that stadium section. That's wild.
There's some corners they really have to slow down for.
They're running the whole gamut on that transmission. It's getting a workout. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a black flag on Gustavo Carrillo in the 50. Why would he be getting a black flag? Maybe under green pitting?
I was going to say, it might have been something to do with the pit stop. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe speeding. So there's Dorsey, the pass for 9th. We are live again. There's Jorge Pochon in the 72, 8th position.
The 70, Theo Torres. I don't remember seeing that name racing over here. I'm sure that I know Torres is there, but I've never heard of the Theo, the 70 of the Theo. That's one of the
because we've got number 4, Christian Torres, is a regular here. Yeah. I believe Theo's been here. Oh, we're not in an instant replay. We're live. Austin LaPlante here in that blacked out 48. He is now being shown a black flag here as well.
Michael, I'm just working my way towards the front, but Michael Norman currently out there in the 6th position. No Cletus car tonight. I don't know what he's got for their happy anniversary, it says on it, so not sure what that's about, but he is being kind of, you know, peppered a little bit by Torres there. Theo Torres is right behind him, kind of keeping him looking honest and keeping him looking in that rear view mirror. Currently in the 5th spot is Nick Gunther. He is, I know, second in points. I thought it's Pablo Vitor is 3rd in points. Nick Gunther is 2nd in points. He's out there just currently running in the 5th spot, just cruising around.
I'm there with Nick.
Not overdoing it, not, running the course, trying to just stay out of trouble and keep himself in the points. Jack Merkel currently in the 4th position. Jack Merkel's prowess on these roll courses. He's pretty darn good. We see him last year come from the back into 2nd at Sonoma. in a race that was caution free. And of course, we all know last year he had that bet with Keith Hughes. He could not start in the front row. He had to go all the way to the back, and was able to work his way through a race caution free and make it into second. Obviously, I think it was Zach Roberts that won it, or Rogers. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
Rogers, and he was putting on a clinic anyways. I think Jack
surprised Rogers isn't here tonight.
Yeah, me too. He is an excellent road racer. Right now, Neto in the 87 is in the third position. I'm thinking he's probably going to lose that. Merkel is all over him. He uses the outside of the track there. I mean, goes way out off the track, which we talked about earlier, and Merkel stayed in the inside. So Merkel's going to have a line going into this corner. He did get a little bit better run off that corner, which pays dividends at the end of it. I was just going to let him go and pull in behind him. Anthony McCurry currently sits in the second position. He was our pole sitter for tonight. He is still running strong, running competitive. And then, of course, your leader, your points leader and leader currently right now is Josh Mercurio. They just put Carroll a lap down.
So Michael Norman from like the 5th position or wherever he was retired.
What?
He's just come up as retired. Carn B. Edward serving a black flag, and a black flag is being shown to the 72 of Jorge Persson. I'm wondering, are these guys, they're not pitting? Jorge's only made one pit stop.
Remember, we talked
cutting corners, maybe?
Could be. Yeah, you know what? Very well could be. You probably hit the head of the nail there. Ooh! Mark Snyder just was in the wrong place coming off the corner, trying to keep his race going, and Josh Mercurio was coming right up on him. Mark just moved out of the way and let him go, not to hinder his progress.
I'm just going to rewind on the 72. He has a black flag, and I'm just not sure why. I'm going to see, maybe he got, oh no, he did just come off pit road, so he might have been caught for speeding.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what it was.
You got to remember, some of these guys, that was their first pit stop, so they have yet to pit tonight. So a possibility that just a speeding penalty on pit road, and that's unfortunate.
Carn B. Edward and Jorge Persson, all three are being shown black flags right now. And Jorge being up there in 14th currently, we're looking at him now in 14th position. They have 3 laps to serve.
Right.
And this is a long track, so
what you want to do in that scenario, you kind of just hope that a caution does fall, and you can serve that penalty by doing a drive-through.
Okay, so you can serve that under yellow.
Yeah. Craig Tauger, he was just a little bit off. He's a little off the pace tonight, not used to this track. Josh Mercurio was all over him, and he just missed that last corner. And like I said, I kind of wished now that I'd spent the time to, get a mental picture of what corner is what. Ooh! Mercurio! What happened there?
What happened? We'll rewind it.
Oh, well, just a minute. Let me look at it first.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it looks like he got...
Mercurio tried to go underneath, around Benjamin Snyder. They got a little bit of contact when he hit the next curb.
He just
he
missed
off
the wall,
the track.
dude. He just missed that wall.
Yeah, he got. Now he's around in 1. Jack Merkel's gonna take over the lead. Josh Mercurio just overshot turn 1 a little bit.
Look at that yellow banking, man! Holy moly! We'll rewind it here.
Keep on Mercurio, because when he gets down to the end of that straightaway, he is not going to make turn 1. That puts Jack Merkel out in the lead. His first laps led tonight, Anthony Mercurio, right now is currently the lap leader with 11 laps.
Black flag on Theo Torres in the 70.
That might have been a pit thing. Ulysses Sandoval is out of the race with an engine retirement.
Engine failure on the 96 of Ulysses de Papi Sandoval.
Or as he likes to say, the in-race reporter.
Yeah, we gave him in-race reporter the one time, and now that's just his name.
Yep. He's a character.
Scully on the pit road there.
Anthony McCurry currently right now is in third place, but he is, oh gosh, he's probably about 3 seconds behind, Jack Merkel and Josh McCurry. Hold on, let me take a drink.
Looking at some cool cars there. That was Mike Scully, the 44. He's sitting in 25th position right there. Sorry, not Mike Scully, Matt Scully.
I'm rubbing
lots
off
of great, lots of great paint jobs out here. Again, this is very, very good. I like this one. Nice and simple. Nothing too crazy, but looks awesome. Right there in 25th. Just came off the pit road. Now, the reason I'm focused on Matt is because I'm curious. All these guys are pitting. How strict the officials are here on pit road. You can see now the amount of cars that have gone a lap down, most of them due to black flags being served. Norman's out retired. Ulysses Sandoval is out retired. But Benjamin Snyder, Mike Carroll, Mark Snyder, Matthias Yankee, Gustavo Carrillo was another one who had to serve a black. Carnby Edwards a lap down. He had to serve a black. Lucas Garcia. It's a possibility I might have missed it. Trek as well.
And it could be a possibility where some of the tracks start their timing at the very first pit stall, and I would say probably 90% of them do that. So when you go down pit road, the speed limit starts right at the very first pit stall. And I'm watching Anthony McCurry come in right now. It's quite possible it may be at the line. If you look there when they come onto pit road, there's a line there. It's possible that they're going too fast as they go, into that pit stall, and that's where they're all getting a, speeding penalty.
Right.
Taking a look to see just, so the pit road speed is 40 miles an hour. It's actually pretty cool if you take a look at the overhead view on the, how they usually put like a little track map up there. It's kind of neat how that track is looking at that.
Oh, like an aerial view of the entire track?
Right.
Let me see if I can hook that up.
You have a better idea of what these guys are dealing with.
So we'll keep the start finish line at the bottom of your screen.
Very curious. I'm watching Anthony McCurry on pit road. They've changed tires. There he goes. Okay. Maybe they're just topping it off with fuel. He exits pit road.
Oh, I got to get way up here. The track's actually disappearing. I'm going too high up. My draw distance must not be set properly.
That's cool right there. It gives you an idea of the track layout and what they're dealing with. Anthony
some
McCurry.
good straight sections, some good little sweeping turns, a couple of tight sections too, which is cool.
Anthony McCurry made in and out of pit road, no problems. But it's probably going to drop him down for a little bit, but we'll have to see what that does. It may, it's going to probably change a little bit once everybody goes through pit road. So we're going to see some, like right now, Jack Merkel's in the lead. Once he pits, it's going to change. We know that Anthony had stayed out a little bit longer, so he may, Merkel may be able to go a little bit further. We're 100% not sure of where everybody is on their pit cycles too.
100% not sure.
Not sure. 100% not sure. That's right.
Don't listen to us. We don't know what we're talking about.
I see John Dotson's out of the race. I had his live feed up, and so he, unfortunately, something must have happened to him.
Yeah, recently retired within the last lap as well.
Yeah, got to get with Nick. Get with Nick because we want his feed up there as well.
You can tell we're into pit cycles here now. A lot of cars going lap down, but then coming back off those.
So that pit stop, McCurry was third when he left the track to go do his pit stop. Currently, right now, after he comes back around, hits the start-finish line, he's in 15th, but it's all the cars in front of him. I'm pretty sure most of them will have to pit one more time. So,
yeah, seeing from what Juan was saying, fuel's not really an issue tonight. It's more the tire management thing,
right.
So that you're going to be pitting for some rubber before you be pitting for some fuel.
Yeah, so we'll probably see at least one more pit stop out of him.
Yeah,
unless somebody goes
in now, and there's still 25 left. So, and this has been actually, there was a couple of yellows to start it too, so they were saving some tires
and fuel. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thanks everybody, by the way, for watching live on the YouTube machine. Always cool to see people tuning into this thing. Full race here tonight, so thanks to the drivers. 35 cars starting the race today at a road course of all places, which in NR 2003, road courses tend not to be super popular, but I mean, I would argue that, and we have proof.
Yep. Like I said, I've always kind of liked the road courses to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I Road America. I love Sonoma.
SMO.
Watkins Glen is so.
Yep.
Although the one we're going to be going to shortly, their circuit of what is it? Circuit Villeneuve. Villeneuve's track there. That one, I kind of like that one. Even in NASCAR, it's kind of a cool track.
I like that one too. It's a flat one. But that, yes, the Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal is a cool one. Like I can see it in my mind, right? Like I've raced it in all the racing games I've ever played. I always grab that one. That's always a good one. There's always a mod team somewhere that'll build that track. Even in Assetto Corsa, there was a couple of really good versions of Gilles Villeneuve. And, you know, just communities that surround all these games. NASCAR race in 2003 season. I think Assetto Corsa came out in 2006. And that, you talk about a racing sim that's been modded. That I would give the record to that thing. That thing was released, and I mean now you can mod that thing now. It's got day for night. You can have blizzards, thunderstorms, snowstorms, dust storms. Just any weather you can think of, you can put it on the track real time. You can control it all real time. What the mod community has done for Assetto Corsa is insane.
Yep.
And that game's, you get it on sale on Steam for $5.
Sure if I have that one or not.
I wouldn't recommend the NASCAR mods just because this is what NASCAR is supposed to feel like. It's impossible to mimic what we're doing here right now. But everything else, download Michael Schumacher's Ferrari from the 90s and take that thing out in the country somewhere, because there's like full-blown 15-mile long country roads.
It's almost like R Factor.
Oh, I never played R Factor. Yeah.
R Factor was like that. You could get into a V10 F1 car and just go, go nuts. Jack Merkel's still staying out. Nick Gunther's right behind him. I'm thinking that Josh Mercurio has pitted. Currently, right now, I was watching Anthony McCurry. He's in the 9th position. He was one of the earlier ones that pitted. So it might bring him up there when everybody else does pit. But we do know that they're going to have to do one more, unless maybe Jack Merkel's got a little trick up his sleeve and he's out there saving tires.
Currently focused here on Miguel Espinosa in the 85, getting thirsty because it's a Jack Daniels car. I do love my Canadian whiskey, but gosh darn, Kentucky knows how to make it too.
Yes, they do.
Jack Daniels got some good stuff, and Jim Beam.
Yep.
Can't find it up here in Canada anymore.
You just gotta give me your address.
They sent it all back.
Give me your address. Although we'll send you a bottle.
Yeah, the wife said last week she saw Kraken back in there. I'm like, they got rid of all the American stuff. Our liquor stores packed it all up and sent it all back a few years ago, after political stuff started happening. I'm like, don't get rid of my whiskey and my rum.
Just tell me what you want. We'll send it up to you via FedEx. You know.
Yeah, it was just FedEx it to me. I'll send you my employee number. I'll send you a label. I'll just generate a label with my employee number. It'll cost me like $4.
There you go. We'll go buy some bottles and send it up there to you.
But there's a will, there's a way. But the wife was in the liquor store last week. She said she saw Kraken, and that's made in the States, and we love that stuff.
Never tried that.
We can still buy, Captain Morgan when it comes to black rum, which is fine. It's Canadian rum, cool. But Kraken's something about it's great.
Jack Merkel is on pit road. Currently, he was the leader. That puts the lead to...
I guess, long story short, we love our neighbors. We want our whiskey back.
There you go.
We could just go for a drive. We got our passports. We could just go buy some.
Sidney Neto is the current leader. I'm assuming they are going to have to pit, very soon to make it to the end.
Benjamin Snyder right there on pit road hitting the pits. That will be Benjamin's 7th stop. Oh, he's serving a black flag.
So there might be a...
No, he's not, because he's getting service. You can't... He's being shown a black flag, but he's getting service right now, so that actually won't count.
Right, so got speeding going in.
Mm-hmm. Came back around to serve, but accidentally took service. They're holding him here now, I think, maybe. Okay, so can you pit, get service, and then they hold you under green?
Yep. I'll hold you for 30 seconds.
Okay, so that's what's happening right now. He's being held. Hold your position.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Go, 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 go.
Excruciating under green flag conditions, too. Like, oh my goodness, just let me go. Going back to Neto here. He's in first place right now. Sidney Neto in the 87.
He's been going through the field.
Jose Reyes Jr.
Kind of going through the field. Looks like they really have to take the time to fill that car up. They get tires first, and then it takes a while to fill it up. But remember, they are running 22 gallons of fuel, not like 13 like they would at super speedways. But also Landy Pavlon back there in the 20th position, just like looking around. He's staying out of trouble, not out there up front leading, but currently he is one lap down. But some of that could be to. He might have pitted a little earlier than everybody else, and he's just trying to work his way back up to where when everybody else does pit, he'd be back on the lead lap.
That's the thing. You get caught in a pit cycle. You go, oh, Neto is around. We just came. He was leading, and we just saw that capybara in the grass. I love how his sponsor is a capybara. Everybody else has... like a company sponsoring, and then Neto's just got a big capybara. Although it was a sanctuary, wasn't it?
I have no clue.
I think it was. 1 second. I think it was a sanctuary.
Whoa! So that was interesting. The 80 of Panera.
It is.
80 of Panera through that little what we call the stadium section, a little bit loose. A car tried to go around him, and that was the 56 of Daddy. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
Oh, Jason Daddy.
Yeah. And he saw an opportunity, went for opportunity, got a little bit too much on the throttle, and got a little more wheel spin than he wanted to, and that car went on.
So Neto had a couple of problems there on the last lap, so he's going to go from first place down to... Waiting for the update.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had that time pretty good. Maybe he's still first. It looks like he's still in first then. I thought he lost a couple of spots. I guess I was wrong. Pavlon being served a black flag now as well.
Apparently Josh Mercurio right now is your second place car. He is only 4 seconds behind Neto, and I don't think Neto's pitted yet. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, Neto's got 2 pit stops under his belt, but yeah, maybe that's why he's got a pretty hefty lead. He was actually able to, he got caught in a little spin there, was actually able to right the thing and still maintain the lead.
After talking to Juan earlier, it was Juan earlier, and he had said that the tire wear is a lot more than the fuel, so he's probably out there on old tires and just struggling to keep that thing in line.
Currently focused on Josh Mercurio in the 86. We got a GoPro on a broom handle, and we stuck it in the back of the car. That's the camera angle you're looking through right now as we enter the stadium section. I wonder if the steering ratio is an issue in this section for some of these guys, because certain cars, not Mercurio, he's able to make these turns, but
we know
because it gets so tight, if some people might have a problem getting through there.
you got the guys out there on keyboards, even though they got them things set up pretty good, they race pretty good, that might be just a little bit much, you know, for it. And of course, they don't want to change the steering ratio down to 12-1, which I would run at pretty much every road course, because, you know, it would turn too fast to say on the straightaway. You know, so
Right.
that's not necessarily a downside of, you know, racing on the keyboard, but it could be, you know, something unforeseen where in this situation, the keyboard could actually make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, it'd be way more twitchy.
Yeah.
Way more sensitive, yeah.
Josh Mercurio is currently on the outside there. Neto just backed off, let him go. Josh get out there and, you know, there's no sense. Josh is out there on newer tires. He's running you down as fast as he is. Just stay like that. The next guy behind you is going to be Tate Dorsey in the 6th, and he's 15 seconds back. So you're better off to just let him go and, you know, fight another day.
Yeah, concentrate on your line and just hit your marks and stay smooth.
Shit, like I said, I wish
leader, Mercurio.
Yeah, I wish I'd kind of kept track of the corner so we could say, well, we're here, we're there. It's not hard to figure out where the stadium section is because it gets bright orange real quick.
Yeah.
Looks like Josie Landy Pavillon is about to go down a lap. He had gained it back during pit stops. Josh Mercurio is coming up on him again to put him a lap down.
He's still being shown what's been cleared. But Landy Pavillon had the black flag. It has now disappeared, so he has served it.
Just watching Mercurio go through 1 and 2. Very smooth, right on the line, doing what he has to do to keep his lead. Doesn't really, you know, didn't put the wheel too far out of much. Just took him just enough curb to make the car turn, but not enough so it's going to disrupt the car.
Mm-hmm. Smooth.
Yep. He is using the curb, that's for sure.
What's going on in the YouTube chat? Hey, everybody, what do we got here? Robert Spring, what's up, Tarnation? Gonna try my luck at Atlanta 07 at ASR. That's Robert Spring again. Long live Mexico, go 88. Long live Mexico, hang in there, Ben. Let's go 88. Well, the 88's got some fans, that's for sure.
Yes, so.
Juan Figueroa. I'm never going to get that right, and I apologize. That's a tough one for my brain.
For you?
Yeah, and I have so much fun with the names, too.
Mm-hmm. Jorge Pachon was always one of the ones...
Figura.
Jorge Pachon was always the hardest one for me, and I finally kind of got it down to a science.
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
And they throw somebody else in the mix. Takes me a few days to get used to that one.
Gunther having some internet problems, I think. Every time I focus on the 55, sometimes it skips out. There's Tate Dorsey in the 4th position in the 6th car. Mercury in 3rd. Carnby Edbert in front of him, but Carnby is in 17th. A lap down.
I don't know when Neto last pitted. He's only done 2 pit stops. So it might have been, he's got his 2 stops in. He's going to definitely have 1 more. I think he pitted early enough to get him out in the front, but where Mercurio come in, you know, and got fresher tires, those fresher tires were 8, he was able to run him down and take over the lead, put him back into 2nd. Looking at Mercury's back there in 3rd. He's 7 seconds back, so it's a big separation from these guys. As once pit stops start happening and we get a lot of long green flag runs.
It's always such a gamble too, knowing when to pit on a road course for tires.
Yeah.
Because if you decide to go, I'll just go one more lap, and that's the lap where they fall apart. You know what I mean? That's like, then you've got to wrestle that thing for a few miles before you can get it back in there. So,
you run a road course almost backwards. So you sometimes you want to go until the point where you have to pit, but other times on road courses you'll go. So I know I can make it from here. So the next lap I'll come in and pit, and then what your hope is that a caution comes out, everybody else goes down pit road, that cycles you up to the front if you're not there already, and that's another way to gain a lot of positions on a road course. But in order for that to happen, you got to have a caution fall at the right time.
Right. Matayasaki in the YouTube chat says, I had enough. I had to serve 7 black flags and went 3 laps down. Why 7? Was it speeding? Is it very sensitive pit road speed? Just curious. I have a feeling that they're very strict on pit road, because there is sometimes on certain tracks you go 1 mile over for a quarter second and they'll give you a penalty.
I think Neto made his way down to pit road. And come back out. He is 30 seconds back in 5th. With 15 to go, I would think that he's all set and could make it. Oh, cutting the S's, Mateus said.
So there is some track boundaries. It's all these penalties we're seeing are not then related to pit road speed.
Where did Jack Merkel go?
Just focus on 1 right now in 19th, our Red Race reporter.
It says Jack Merkel is running, but I do not see Jack Merkel on the track. What happened? That was what T2s wanted to know, is where is Jack? I went looking, he is not there. He's dropping down the order, but he still says he's running. Haven't focused much on Jonathan Peavy tonight, out there currently in the 5th spot in the old Cadillac. Looks like the Looney Tunes Cadillac out there tonight. Curry's up there in the 2nd spot. He is about 13 seconds behind our leader, Josh Mercurio. And I'm kind of curious where the separation come from them, whether it's, difference in when they pitted or not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The leaders are, especially Mercurio, like a 13-second lead now. And Neto was up there but had to pit. So I wonder if anybody can catch. I mean, Mercury and Dorsey and Gunther, they've got some time left to gain on Mercurio, but I don't know. Mercurio seems like he's almost going to have to make a mistake. And they're probably going to have to pit one more time.
I think. We're not 100% sure. Some of them, like, McCurry's back there in the 2nd position. He might be on a different strategy of saving. Ooh, McCurry around in turn 1.
Oh, right when I said it.
Just happened to switch to him, and he just spun it around there in turn 1. That's going to make up a whole lot of time.
Yeah, so he right there at the line. We'll have to wait for him to go back around to get that delta. Would that be called the delta? Interval.
Yeah, I call it the delta, but the delta time. The time it takes you to get off the track, onto pit road, into pit road, out, and back on the track. The faster you do that, the faster you're obviously going to be in a pit stop scenario, and it might help you out in the end.
Yeah, as you can see there, he's got an 18.74 second gap to the 55. So Mercurio went over the line, and then Gunther, 18.5 seconds later, hit the line. So now I'm curious what that will change to now after that mishap on the 86.
Unfortunately, it's going to take us 2 point something miles to figure that out. Going through the stadium section right now. And on to pit road. Okay, so there's this. It's going to be his last pit stop. He might have been on the tires were just getting a little worn out to excess, so he decided that now it's time to go in, make that last pit stop, and get out there and run it free and get it with the good tires on there. Maybe he can make up enough time on them guys by the time they pit. Watching to see, because we've seen people take tires, but then they sit and wait for fuel. Remember, our in-race reporter tonight told us that it's more important for tires than it is fuel. As soon as them tires were down, he was gone. So he wasn't in pit road very long. That puts Nick Gunther currently right out in the lead.
McCurry pulls right in behind him. That's second place car there, or not second place. He was fifth. McCurry gets full service, and once that thing touches the ground, he's gone also. So I wonder now, because they can get there on fuel.
Does Gunther come in this time by, or does he stay out? A yellow flag would kill him. Ooh!
Wow!
Whoa! Torres in there hard.
I just got on there. Yeah, that was Torres was moving.
He was going way beyond the ability to brake, I think.
Yeah. We'll back that up just a little bit and go on board with Torres here.
Just stayed out on that lap. And lift. Almost sounded like he lifted on the straightaway.
Took some damage too, Torres did.
He's saving fuel.
Who's that?
Gunther. Lifting on the straightaways, at the end of the straightaway, coasting.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he's almost clutching it. He is clutching it. You see the RPM needle drop down to the bottom. So right now, there's no power in the motor. Clutch in, no gas pedal. Interesting. So it's 10 laps to go. Well, 11 laps to go. 10 and a half. His plan is to... He's only pit twice.
Benjamin's suggesting a full blast on the 87. Currently second place car of Neto.
Perfect. All right, then. Let's do it. What's full blast, you ask? Well, we'll mute our mics, and that screen is still malfunctioning. I don't know why I can't get it to work. The hotkey just doesn't work for it anymore. I should really look into that. But either way, we will be quiet here. We will use the onboard of Neto and go for a lap with him. So Rod and I will be quiet, turn up your stereo systems, and let the engines roar. We'll see you in a bit. One lap starts right now.
I had to find an update that I could put in there that would allow me to upgrade the drivers. Just got a 32-inch with a Roku attachment on it. We're going to hang it up on the wall in the garage. And I had a computer when my mom was alive that I built.
Hopefully that worked out. Yeah, I updated my broadcast software, and sometimes it breaks some stuff, but the sound pack is awesome. I cannot remember the sound pack I put in here, actually. Oh, Mark Snyder overshot that turn. We're focused on Neto and just saw the 27. Hard impact there on the 27. He actually busted up the car a little bit there. You can see the hood crinkled up. There's Mercurio in third place, getting around Mark. And we're in behind the wall here, apparently. There it is. So
Currently, Nick Gunther's out front. He is doing 152 miles an hour down the straightaway where they were doing 180. He is in severe fuel saving mode. He currently has about a 9-second, a little over 9-second lead over Neto. That when we were just watching there, and we just see the blast there. And then a 12-second lead over Josh Mercurio. And we are, what would you say, 7 laps to go? So
see, and that was 15 seconds last lap, and then it went down to 9. So
yep.
The 87 of Sydney Neto is closing that gap.
I don't think he's going to be able to save enough. If the way he is saving, yes, he may be able to make it, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep Neto behind him.
Yeah, Neto has made 3 stops, and Nick has only made 2. So Nick's trying to do this race on 2 stops.
In every corner he goes into, he's shutting the motor down, coasting, getting back running.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very quiet.
And like I said, down the straightaway, they are doing over 180 miles an hour by the time they get to the end of it. Last time by, it was 154. At the start-finish line, he lets right off. This time by 165, 66 going into that corner. Still not running full sum.
3 seconds gained again from 9 down to 6-second gap now for Neto and Mercurio. Here's Mercurio and with Neto in front of him. Mercurio also has 3 pit stops made.
Knew they were going to have to make a few.
Yeah, I mean with 3 they could definitely get to the end. I think of like and drive the car without having to conserve. Like I said, Gunther is conserving.
But you look at, he's conserving. You look at Neto, who took another 3 seconds off, and you've got Mercurio back there, our current points leader, only just about a second behind Neto and coming. I mean, he was a lot further than that a little while ago. So
yeah, Mercurio currently just trying to find a way around Neto. Actually, riding on board here right now with Mercurio. That might be it right there. Neto overshot. Oh wow, Mercurio drifting. Neto was able to get it back. It's a good fight for second. This is a battle for second place right here.
Yeah, went by Nick Gunther there. Nick Gunther gave him a bit of room to do it, but I think that just, in my opinion, the way he went about doing that, yes, it was smart to let him go because he's on older tires, low on fuel, doing whatever he can, but I think he's going to lose a lot more right there. You see at the line.
Another 3 seconds.
Yeah, lost a lot more time by letting the lap car get his lap back there, and just I don't think it was a wise move because they gained so much more. Yes, they're gaining each lap, but I think they gain more that lap because he's slowed down for the stadium section, as it were.
They're gaining about 3 seconds a lap, and they're also racing each other pretty hard right now. Mercurio trying like you would not
He's got
believe
6
right
more
now
laps.
to get
6 more
around
laps to try to hold these guys off behind him. They are right there. I don't see it. They don't have to lift. They can go full song. As soon as he tries to lift for fuel, especially on that front stretch like he has been, they're just going to roll right by him. So unless he's saved enough now to where he can start just, hammering it down, but I think, they're going to have better tires. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. Not saying that it won't. It could possibly do it. He might be able to pull it off, but I just don't see it happening right now.
Neto doing a great job of holding Mercurio.
See, he didn't make that last corner. So he dropped all the way down to 3rd. So this may still be a good play. He's going to be currently 3rd. That's great for him in points. He was 2nd in points going into it if he can keep going. But nope, decides I've had enough, headed down to pit road. It's time to get some tires and fuel in this thing with about 6 to go.
Wow. Yep. So there we go. Your new leader,
effort.
the 87. Yeah. Mercurio going for it. Not going to happen. Neto.
I feel this. Basically, filled his mirrors up. Just he made him look, and that's what you sometimes do when you're behind somebody like that. You pull out like that. Now you're not in that central mirror. You're off to the side. Their focus then changes to the back of their mirror behind them, and not necessarily what's in front of them. So they miss the corner. That's the idea behind that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Done it many a time to many a driver.
Just kind of like, oh, what's he doing? Just kind of takes your thought process a little bit of a kick in the brain right there, and might make you make a mistake.
And so the smart move to do there sometimes is you just hit the M button until the mirror disappears. Run your line.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Take your mirror off.
Think the way Mercurio's charging on him, eventually it may not happen. I mean, Neto could win this thing, but I think Mercurio he's hungry for it. He's really trying to get past him, but yet not wreck him doing it. He's trying to make a good smooth legal pass on him. These guys are fighting a great battle right there.
It is great. This is a battle for first. Like I said, Neto in the 87 in first and the 86 right behind him. Numerical order.
Just a quick glance back at Gunther. I'm curious to see where he comes out on that. But that pit stop probably just, tires and fuel. Just took tires and as much fuel as they'd allow him to put in there. He's currently still in the 3rd spot. I'm watching him now go through the stadium section, 2 more corners after that, and we'll know if he's still in the 3rd spot. If he is, that's a great points night for him.
Mercurio got him. The end of the front straightaway, was able to work his way through those turns and came out on top. Some lap traffic to deal with. Mark Snyder, you will yield to the 87.
Gunther ended up losing out. He's back in the 4th position, but ironically, what's really weird is he's still saving fuel. I don't know if he took enough fuel.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to go in there, I'd just get a full tank. Who cares, right?
Yep. Well, I would take as much as it requires me to take.
Yeah.
Well, I would say enough. If you take 4 tires, you can take at least a can and a half of fuel. I would at least have done a can as long as that said I could make it, and then go. So basically you're out there with 4 or 5 laps to go, 4 fresh tires, plenty of fuel. You don't have a concern. You just go.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, though, Taint Dorsey he's back there in the 3rd spot. He is about 27 seconds back, but still, he's in 3rd. Points wise, he is in 4th in points, about 208, 15 behind Josh Mercurio, who is the current leader and current points leader. So, you got to have nights like this. You can't, if you go out and you finish in the top 3, top 5, Mercurio's. You hope he has a bad night. We don't see that happen too often with him, but You know, you got to stay in that points race. We are in the 7th race of 26, so there's a lot of time to hopefully be able to get there and catch up to him and maybe go after that championship. Ooh, he missed turn 1. Just overshot it a little bit.
Gunther?
Yeah, no, Tay Dorsey.
Oh.
Overshot turn 1 a little bit, allowed Kirby Edwards to go by him. Kirby's a lap down, so that, you know, that didn't matter, but he basically, he's in 3rd. He's got almost 8 seconds on Jonathan Peavy. He just needs to, you know, you race smart. You got 3 laps. Don't overshoot your corners. Don't burn your tires up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get a podium finish. You get to come up here, chat with us.
That's the win right there. Chatting with us.
You know you've done something if you get a chance to get an interview with us.
Yep.
Let's go on. You know, he got to talk with us tonight. Unfortunately, he has not had the night he probably wanted to have. Still out there currently, and I got to find him.
22nd.
22nd.
There's our in-race reporter right there coming through the stadium section in the 88 Ford Mustang. No, Ford Fusion.
Fusion. Come on, get it
Corolla?
right.
I don't know. Something's up with Christian Torres right there. It looks like he got off the line a little bit. Gathered it up, though, and away he goes.
Apparently right now, Josh Mercurio is separated himself from Neto with 2 to go. He gets to the line here, so comfortable now. So now I'm watching him drive around this track. He has a 4-second lead. He's driving like a guy that's got a 4-second lead. He's not slowing down, but he's not making mistakes. He's not stepping off the curb. You know, he's got enough of a lead, so he's just, you know, being methodical, picking his corners right, doing it, you know, hitting his marks, not overshooting it. Ooh!
Oh, he just bumped into Garcia.
As I say that, but Garcia kind of got in his way. He kind of let him know he was in his way. And just give him a little friendly, hey, you know, I am here. I want to go. You need to go.
Hey, Lucas, you mind moving over?
Yeah. I don't think that's a, hey, do you mind moving over? It's like, hey, you are moving over.
You are moving over, yeah.
You're in my lane.
It also might have just been a different braking zone, too. Right? It could have been, it probably wasn't intentional at all, but...
No. It was a braking situation. He braked more than... You got to figure, we had how many drivers out here? 35 drivers tonight. Mm-hmm. And, you know, an hour and a half of practice, and, you know, qualifying. Then you go out there and you have a 10-minute happy hour. Do you think that you have the time, you're in that amount of time, you're going to know everybody's braking points?
Yeah.
No. I mean, so Garcia could have been braking harder into that corner, you know, all night long. It looked in, leaders, you know, there's spotters hollering at you, leaders coming on you. He probably tried to pull over and, you know, stop a little bit earlier so that Josh could have drove underneath him. Unfortunately, Josh had already decided that he was going to run that same line. That's probably what happened right there, just a little love tap.
Battle for 4th position right here, Jonathan Peavy and the 06 of Anthony McCurry.
McCurry, our pole sitter for the night. Wow, he's going to make some wild moves to try to get by him, though. Be interesting to see if they make turn 1. McCurry comes through the stadium section. This time he's going to see the 1 to go.
Theo Torres back here in 7th spot, fighting with Gunther for position. Torres having a black flag earlier, having to serve that whole deal. Now he's up here in 6th.
White flag is out. We got Josh McCurry out there. He's got about an 8-second lead. I think you'll see him just run the, you know, he may lose a little time on this last lap. He don't care. He's just going to run it smart and wise.
Yep, tons of real estate in front and
it shows.
Behind.
It shows just the way he did that 1, 2, 3 contact. Right, see that first turn was just gentle and easy. Doesn't care. Just, you know, he knows that he's got enough of a lead. He doesn't have to be overdriving the car. Yeah,
and he's got a lot of space out here right now. Nobody in front of them, no lap traffic, no one behind them.
Put on a great show, use the right strategy. It's going to get him the win. Oh no, Neto is around. Wow. I don't think Tate Dorsey is going to catch him, but Neto lost it in that second series of S's there. Just, I don't know if he got the curb wrong or whatever. Kind of just stepped out on him.
We've got in the stadium section here, the 86 of Josh Mercurio about to clear this area and get onto that front straightaway and take the win here tonight. Great race. This will be the 13th lap led. And there is your finish line.
Most laps led tonight, and fastest lap was out there, was done. I don't know if I'd believe that though.
The fastest lap,
1,393.783 miles an hour. I think there's a slight error in that.
Yeah, 1,400 mile an hour lap by Jack Merkel with a 6, and he did a whole lap in 6.2 seconds. Sorry, 6.3 seconds.
we're gonna call foul on that.
I'm looking at that going, he didn't do a 6-second lap. I wonder how fast you'd have to go to do that. Well, it'll tell you, 1,394 miles an hour.
Tate Dorsey comes across the start-finish line, not headed the right direction.
Oh, interesting. I didn't...
Watching it now, just replaying it to see what happened. I think it was intentional.
Oh, it was. Yeah, totally.
Dramatic, just for a dramatic effect.
Yeah,
crosses the start-finish line backwards.
Yeah.
I had just switched over to him to see, kind of check up on it and whatnot, and I saw that. Had to back up, see what happened.
Where's McCreary going to do a burnout, I wonder?
So, the 8 of PV ended up in 4th position. Our pole sitter for the night, Anthony McCurry, in 5th. The 70, that was Theo Torres, finished in the 6th spot. Miguel Figueroa finished in the 7th. 7th. 8th spot wasn't that Hart? Yep, Noah Hart. 9th is RJ Bishop, and that strategy that he used by Nate Gunther got him in 10th. I didn't check. I don't think he took tires on that last one, or maybe just enough fuel. I'm not sure. I gotta find Josh McCurry so I can figure out when he was done doing his playing around with the tires. Oh, he's still doing it. I couldn't even see him for a minute. Putting on a heck of a show for the fans that decided to buy seats in the stadium section there.
Oh, we lost him. Where did he go? There's a cloud of smoke down here somewhere. Yeah.
He is over in the stadium section.
He is still,
giving the fans over there that bought a ticket a heck of a show. What it's like to burn the tires down. Let's see if I can find Tate Dorsey here. Always have to look because he sometimes throws them in the waiting room, Tate Dorsey, you got Rod Blaine in the booth. You got a copy, my friend.
I got a copy.
Not a bad, race for you. You end up finishing 3rd. I have to look at the GNL TV note. Let's see here. You didn't lead a lap, bud. What's up with that?
I was close. I think Nick was fuel saving, and I got at one point. And then every time I get in front, I'd be catching these lap cars. I was like, I know he's fuel saving, but if I can get them between me and him, and I would just get a little loose on exit of the last corner. I think I did like 3 laps in a row, and then by the leader pit when he passed me a one, and I was like, darn it, so close, but I was trying.
Well, you came in tonight. Let me see. I don't even have it up anymore, the points, but you came in here tonight good. The tire wear probably seemed like it was a little more than concerned than fuel.
Yeah, for sure. I think you could get most, like the last stint I hit with 5 to go on my fuel, but my tire, I think I started running like 137 or 138. Granted, I'm a little slower anyway, so maybe that's not as bad, but
I think I would have struggled here. I came in early and just hopped in. I followed Anthony McCurry. I followed Jack Merkel. I followed Josh Mercurio. Just like the back chase, just learning the track because I've never seen it before other than what I've seen on F1. I noticed that the yellow curbings, I don't think you want to hit them, right?
You do not. That's actually all Mercurio. Ben really wanted the NASCAR layout from 2025, and previous seasons we've only run the 2007 version, which is close-ish to the right shape of the track. So I was like, okay, if you want that, I'll try to get it. So I was thrashing this last week. Mercurio helped out, and he actually had to tame his curbs a little bit. He wanted ones that were like, if you hit them, we're just going to launch you to space. It would be kind of fun, but I was like, we probably shouldn't do that.
That would have been amazing.
I was really hoping someone would hit the one in turn 2. I built that one up a little, and every time
it
I
was
practice, it barrel rolled me, and I was like, that would be fun.
I kind of looked around and I saw during the practice session, I seen a few of the drivers hit the ones through the stadium section, as you will call it, and get up on 2 wheels and kind of save it. And as the broadcast kind of started, I was watching through what we call TV1, and TV1 would give me a great view as you go into 1, exit 1, and then head to 2, and you could see that curving was probably at least 2 feet high. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I built it pretty high, and I looked at it, and I was like, it's probably too high, but I'm going to leave it. That'll be our NASA jump.
Well, the good thing about it is you want to deter people from cutting the corners? Well, why not, right? That'll do it. They ain't going to hit it.
Yeah, I did that, and then I put some checkpoints in for the S's and stadium section and turn 1, 2, and 3. So I'm undecided if that's the right way to do it, because I feel like if you get bumped off, it might be a little strict, but the only other way to stop it would be put a wall there, and then you're hitting a wall, so less two evils.
Enough talk about what you did to the track. Let's talk about your evening, racing here. You like I said, good strategy. You came out. Yeah, you were a little bit behind Josh Mercurio, but the strategy worked out, got you in 3rd. You came in tonight, 4th in points. The only guy that beat you is that goddamn guy that's leading the points there. So you should make up a little bit on the rest of the guys. Not so much on Josh.
Yeah, he's tough this season. He's on it. But the race, I thought I was like a 7th or 8th place car. So I don't know. People must have had some issues, or maybe just the saving fuel didn't work as good as we thought. But I was pretty surprised when I came out in 5th, and then I think 2 people pit, and I think it's in 4th before Nick pit. And PV was catching me, and then he was nice and spun himself out, so he didn't pass me, which I appreciated. And yeah, I pit a little early the first stint, just wanted a little better tires, and I found a nice little pocket where I didn't really have anyone behind or in front of me, so I could kind of just run my line and not have to push super hard defending. And I think that really, I was able to save tires a little bit better, and it worked.
Well, the only spot on this track that really, aero probably came into effect would be the draft that you'd get down that long straightaway. So that was a smart thing for you to do, is to get yourself out there where you're basically racing by yourself. So you're not having anybody hindering your line or slowing you down per se.
Yeah. Even like the last run, Carnby was behind. He was a lap down, but he was doing really good. And I was like, I think I'm faster than him, but any little mistake, he was right there. So it's like I got to shade a little bit just so if he does have a hole, I don't want him to take it. And get stuck side by side or something. But he was doing a good job behind me, so I appreciated that second stint when I had no one. I was like, that was really nice. Let's do that again.
Well, there you go. Blaine, do you have any questions for Tate?
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I love the track building stuff. How much of a pain is Sandbox? I've never used it.
So I've used it probably too much. It just started as I could mess with tracks, and then I've gotten on a kick lately of looking at tracks based on the Google Earth image, and I'm realizing a lot of these tracks, they get them close, which is good, but they're not exact. And I was like, well, I can fix that. And then it usually turns into a process and adding logos and stuff. So,
because you were talking about, was it
Bristol?
Where were we? Was it Bristol?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you actually changed that track?
Yeah, I don't know why. I never realized it was egg shaped, and Keith said it, and I was like, what? Well, I like Bristol, and if we're not running a Bristol that's the right shape, then I got to fix that.
I can't remember the user who just rebuilt that track from scratch. GP Laps has a YouTube channel, and he reviewed the track, and
nice.
he mentioned that too. Like it's the true Bristol. Like they've actually put in the walls and probably that oblong oval shape, or it's not a perfect oval.
Yeah, so I've used Sandbox a lot. It's a little finicky, but once you kind of figure out, like, you can't do too much work at one time. So like when I'm editing a track, I try to save every 5 or 10 minutes, and I never save the same name twice unless it's like a small change. So some of my tracks I'll have like Bristol _ 36 or something, just because it might be like changing where the walls are, but I'm like, if it crashes, I want to be able to like not have to restart everything.
Wow.
So yeah, it's finicky, but it's not too bad. And once you can, like, it'd be nice for like I started using it just because of I run at Mondays of Thunder, and we wanted our tracks to be a little more racy. So I opened it up and could add a concrete and an asphalt like on the track and change where the grooves are and everything, kind of tinker with it. So I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And then you just kind of get carried away a few times, like, oh, that's how this works, that's how this works. Start building custom tracks.
That's great.
That's crazy. I mean, it's awesome, but it's crazy that you got all that stuff and how to do this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it keeps me busy when I'm late at night. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Let's do this.
I can give you an idea. Go out and make it so that you can set it up so they line up by points. There you go. There's some homework for you.
That would be fun. I cannot figure out either. So like you can set where pit road speed starts, but the game kind of does its own thing.
Yep.
And I cannot figure out how it decides. Sometimes it's where the line is. Sometimes it's like 3 boxes in. So.
But you know what I mean? My point being is I grew up racing at short tracks up in New England.
Oh,
and
nice.
Every track up here, basically, first race of the season, it was a pill draw. You go out and race, bang bang. If you draw number 1, you'd start number 1, and then you got points for the heats. But every week after that, you would show up, and if you were the points leader, you started 17th every week. You know what I mean? And then the 18th spot was reserved for the guy that won the week before. I think it would be really, really cool if somebody could have it set up. So in like a scenario like tonight, Benjamin would sit down and you could just type in, Tate Dorsey starts 3rd, this guy starts here, you know what I mean? And it would, that would be awesome.
That would be fun. I know Keith and I talked at one point, if we could somehow get it where people could pick their stalls, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that too. That would be very cool.
Yeah. Because it makes a big difference sometimes if you can.
Oh yeah.
Like pit around a car that's a lap down. Like in real life, you get an open entry or something. It's nice.
And that's what you would do if you didn't get the pole. You were 3rd or 2nd. You would pick a spot that would suit what you feel would be the best thing. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we could talk with them for hours. We really can't do that. We got some people out there waiting. So we'll give you the opportunity to thank anybody who would like to for getting here or whatnot. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Just thank my wife and kids. My daughter actually went to bed early tonight, which was a shock. She usually tries to stay up as late as possible. So shout out to them just for being okay with my racing. And Keith is actually in Louisiana, but he still was able to get the server up. So, and other than a few hiccups at the beginning, I thought the race was pretty good for everyone keeping it pretty clean. So, and obviously you guys, I think you do a pretty good job with the broadcast. So thanks for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And, congratulations. That's going to help you in points, but you still got to, got that Mercurio guy. You got to beat him. You can't finish behind him and catch him. So,
yeah, I don't know. He's going to go for 3 in a row. It hasn't been done yet. So hopefully that trend continues next week.
Where are we wait a minute. Where are we next week?
Nowhere.
I think
Week
no,
off.
maybe 2
Nowhere.
weeks.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks. But where are we in 2 weeks?
Dover.
Dover.
Yep.
Dover. Yeah, you can do it at Dover. Come on.
Me or Peavy? I think Peavy won last time. So.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place, and thanks for giving us the information on the track. And we will hopefully see you in a couple of weeks, and you can meet in Victory Lane. You'll be up here talking to us again.
Heck yeah! If you want a custom track, let me know.
There you go. Congratulations, bud.
Oh, now the wheels are turning.
Yeah.
What do we want to build? Tarnation TV Super Speedway or something?
We got no mic on Neto, so let's see if it's available. I'm not sure if he has a mic or doesn't have a mic, but he can hear us.
Hey, Sydney, live on the air. We were going to talk to you about your 2nd place finish. Can you hear us?
Look at that.
Oh, maybe not.
He can. He's there. It lit up. You got to say hello again.
Yeah. Hello. I'm really sorry, but I don't speak English. My English is very poor. I can respond you with Spanish.
Perfect. Yeah. Just tell us about your race and, how the race went. And, finished in 2nd. It was an awesome run for you tonight. Yeah, just tell us all about it in Spanish. Let it rip.
Sí. Bueno, mi carrera fue muy divertida. Tuve peleas con el Mercurio. Creo que fueron 5 vueltas de pelea. Cometí 2 errores, pero conseguí lograr recuperarme y llegar en el 2º puesto, donde no creía antes de la carrera que podría llegar a esta posición. Me gustaría de agradecer a todos de Maverick y mis amigos latinos que me trajeron acá para correr en Maverick, y es solo eso. Gracias, amigos.
Thank you very much. That was great, man. Yeah, great race tonight, man. That was awesome watching you. You and Mercurio battling for the win, and you were holding them off for a long time. Eventually, he worked his way past you. But yeah, man, great. Congratulations on the 2nd place finish.
Thank you very much, brothers, and good night.
Thank you. Well, that was cool.
That was very cool. Josh Mercurio, you got Ron Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
I gotta say too, when it comes to they always like he speaks Spanish, obviously, right? But
yeah.
he's telling us that his English is bad. I'm like, bro, you're speaking a 2nd language. I only speak 1.
Yeah.
Don't never apologize for broken English, because he understood what we were saying. Yep. And he was just more comfortable speaking Spanish. Like, yeah, 100%. That was really awesome. That was awesome.
All right, Josh.
Drag him out from the Discord because he was getting ready to go home. I'm like, dude, just show up. They'll you'll be able to say your 2 cents no matter what language
for sure.
it is.
Yeah, we
so.
we don't mind. If there's a little bit of a language barrier and you want to use your native language, go for it. And the fact that he can understand what we're saying and he's still speaking English fine anyway.
Yep.
But
very good.
Either way, man, yeah, you had to do a lot of work to get around Sydney.
Yeah, that was a really good battle, and I think we were both really struggling with the rears at that point. So we were, sideways and going side by side into the stadium section. It was quite the battle. It was fun.
You had the strategy that really, paid off in the end. You pitted the right times, come out, and was able to, like we said, get past Neto at the end there, and out of, was it a 20-second lead by the time that all come through? So I see you kind of, to me, it looked like you got down to about the last 3 laps, kind of slowed down race a little bit smarter, not overshooting the corners, and just, I got a good lead, finish it.
Yeah. I think the leaders, well, I think the guys who I thought were going to win the race, and Nick and Anthony and Jack, they all got hit with unsafe entry or speeding on pit road. So I think the guys who I was really worried about competing with were out of the picture. So yeah, I took a more conservative approach, especially into turn one. I think I was braking, 25 to 50 meters earlier than I would have been if I was trying to catch up to Anthony. And I think I could try and go back to do the laps that I did with Anthony in like the first 10 laps of the race, and I don't think I could repeat those because those were at the limits of my abilities, just trying to keep up with them.
So you got, what, 25 races left? No, can't be right. No. The 19 races left. You went into tonight with a 157-point lead. Are you feeling comfortable enough yet, or you're still looking over your shoulder?
I got to keep looking over my shoulder. Definitely. I think, anybody can have bad luck, and anybody can have good luck. I think, Nick's still going to be tough to beat. I'm definitely thinking he's going to start making up ground come the middle part of the season. I think the 99 is fast too. I think he had a bad night tonight, but he's always right there. So I'm still looking over my shoulder. I'm still pretty worried. Still got to lock it down every week and not make any mistakes.
Well, Gunther's finished in the 10th spot. Tate, he's in 4th currently right now, 215 behind you, finished in 3rd. Jonathan Peavy went into the night 5th in points, 223 behind you. So you're doing good. You just got to keep this momentum that you're currently riding on and keep it up. And then, like I said, we only got 19 races. Only 19 races. I mean,
Yeah, I have, whatever the number is going to be, maybe close to 200 points coming out of this weekend. But every race, there's 180 points on tap. So it could all go away in an instant. So stay tuned. Never know what's going to happen.
Well, during the race, we saw you, we'll use Garcia, for example. I think, just in my opinion, I could be wrong, but it kind of looked like he was moving way over and just going to give you the room and, lift it so you'd have the room. But unfortunately, it was kind of in your line. As I always say, why they put grass in the infield is because it was asphalt. We try to use it. You guys were using every bit of this track tonight that there was asphalt, even places where it technically you weren't on the track.
Yeah, definitely. So I helped out Tate a little bit with the track, primarily putting those big yellow humps in the stadium section, because I didn't want anybody to try to get an advantage there. But I definitely, once you realize that it's faster, you're going to use every bit of the track and more. So I think we were really track extending in turn 3, and then at the end of the S's as well.
Oh yeah. Anywhere you guys could do it, you were.
Oh, definitely. So my when I was thinking about putting this track together, it was, how do I punish everybody who gets offline? And Tate was like, people have to make it to the end of the race, Josh. So let's make it a little bit easier. And but yeah, we had a good race. I think it's amazing. I only did a little bit of the track. Tate did 95% of it, and for him to put together such a really well performing and good looking track in less than 4 days was quite the miracle. So I got to thank him for that.
But you also got to, hats off to you for, them guys knowing your racing prowess and saying, hey, we want your input on this, and that says a lot right there.
Yeah, I appreciate him letting me help out. I've been kind of dabbling in the track creation space too, so it was nice to get my feet wet and help out.
So, talking about what we talked about earlier, have you ever raced the Disney track?
The oval?
Yeah, there was a tri-oval Disney track. So you could come down out of, which would be turn 3 in my book, but if you were going to go down Pit Road, you could literally drive down like Pit Road. There was a little grass island, and you could go to the left side of that island, and it was all concrete, it was all asphalt. You could cut the course off. So I'll give you just the same idea. If there was,
really,
if there's no grass there, you'll use it. That's what I did every time.
Oh, now I know why I was slow at that track.
Yeah.
I remember one year we were doing like an IndyCar race at Phoenix, and because those cars are gripped up, we were running the apron all the way around the track. So yeah, we're going to use it if it's paved.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
For years.
I think it's more fun to race that way.
Yeah.
So
we're going to take it. We're racers. We're going to find a way to go faster. If the grass would make us faster, we would use it, but it obviously doesn't.
Yeah, that's why I just want to put like gigantic curbs that launch people to space.
Well, even on the parade lap, somebody got rolled over in that last one coming out of the stadium. Yeah, it was the funny. 97, I think. Went through, coming out of the stadium, under the bleachers there, hung a right, hit. It wasn't even the yellow curb; it was the regular curb. Oh, he hit the inside of the curb? Yeah, he hit it at 45 mile an hour, rolled the car right over. It was the slowest rollover I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I watched the whole race from TV1, and when the camera switched to go into that turn 2, the first left-hander there, that curbing, that yellow curbing that you guys put in, I swear it was 2 feet off the ground.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't even do that one. That was Tate's idea, and that thing was a monster. It was a monster.
Like a serial killer. It's just looking like we're looking at that thing going, man, you can't misjudge this turn. Like you try to encroach on that, it's going to send you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, one misstep and you would have barrel rolled there. Everybody was going a lot slower through turn 2 than they would have otherwise.
So did this track that we ran on tonight, did it exist before and you guys modified it, or did you build it from scratch?
No, well, I didn't build it from scratch. Remember, most of this was Tate, so he took, there's a 2022 version and used it as a base. And by base, I mean he deleted everything in it and just kept all of the assets from that track.
Wow.
And so then I think what he did was take a screenshot of Google Earth, and so then he has the geometry laid out perfectly. And since it's a completely flat track, you don't have to worry about getting any measurements on height difference. So it was pretty accurate. The only thing that was kind of our own flair was the curbing and all of the different signs that he put up.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So this track did not exist last week?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope.
That's wild.
That's crazy. All right. Well, we could sit here and talk about tracks and stuff all night long, but some of us have got things to do tomorrow.
I think there needs to be a Tarnation TV podcast series. We've talked about it before. We could grab guys in, and it's we definitely have enough stuff to talk about with enough different people. It's just finding the time to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd download that. Everybody should watch out on Spotify. It's coming soon.
There you go.
But anyways, we'll give you a chance to thank anybody you want to thank for getting you here or letting you race, whatever. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so obviously thank all the guys at NNSCRA. They're always great company during the races, as well as now the guys at MP Motorsports. We've got a little whisper going on too. Jack and Nick and Anthony. Sucks that happened to you, but I think you guys were the class of the field, so thanks for having bad luck and let me win. Then, the usual, you guys for putting on a great broadcast. Ben and Keith and Tate for putting on the league, and family, friends, girlfriend, all those things. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations, and I hope you keep it up and keep get this championship at the end of the year. Obviously, you ran pretty stout last year. This year, you're a little ahead of the game. So keep up the good work.
Yeah, thanks. I think Dover's going to be tough. I haven't had a lot of luck there, but we'll see what happens.
I was going to say 2 race wins in a row now, so Dover could be the third one. And I think it was Tate that told us nobody's done that yet.
Oh, we're already talking records, and I don't even have it yet.
No pressure. Yeah,
Okay.
No pressure.
Just think tire management, and you'll be just fine.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Rob.
Love that track. I've won there many a time. It's all about tire management.
I love Dover, but for some reason I just can't put it together. So
usually because it when things happen, everything goes up and then it comes down quickly.
Oh,
it doesn't help that
that's
pit
true.
exit has that, only gives you like 6 feet to get back out in the track. That's
the
my
pit
problem
entry-
at Dover is like the walls are so close to the
Well, you're
inside.
not supposed to hit the walls.
No, I know. I just mean like it just seems like on pit exit it's so much tighter. Like the racing line is right there, and you're trying to concentrate and not hit the wall on the left, and it's like, oh no. But,
yeah, I think the pit entry at Dover is insanely tough.
It's very
Just
one of the
'cause you're
hardest.
off the bank in there. So.
Probably the hardest pit road to get onto.
I don't think we'll have green flag stops, so there's nothing to worry about.
You realize you're going down the front stretch. You go into turn 1, and then in the middle of turn 1 and 2, you have dropped 3 stories. A long
is
drop.
the banking that high?
Yes.
Yeah.
Drop 3 stories from basically when you turn left and
my
going down the
God.
front stretch until you get to the bottom of the corner. You have dropped 3 stories. That's crazy.
Wow.
All right, buddy. Well, good job. Congratulations. You padded your lead a little bit. Hopefully next week you'll be able to do that again. So
Yep.
we'll see you then, or 2 weeks.
Yep, see you soon.
All right. Good job.
Bye.
Thanks, Josh.
Well, there you go.
Hi, yay. Learned some stuff. This track didn't even exist last week.
It's crazy.
That's the
It's
one. The
amazing
version
that-
that I downloaded a few days ago didn't work tonight because they were still working on it.
Yeah. Crazy. We got John Godfrey. Now we know Tate Dorsey. We knew that he had dabbled with it, but didn't know it to what extent. That's pretty awesome that the people out there and that can do that. They can go out. They can find a track, and turn around, like you said, in 4 days and make what they raced tonight, and it was a pretty awesome track.
Well, and anybody who doesn't know what I asked them about Sandbox. Sandbox is the name of the software that you use to make the tracks, and I hear it's just notorious for crashing. So that's like Tate said. He's like, I'm on a 5 to 10 minute, save as schedule. So you could literally work on one track and always have like 20 in the bank. So if it crashes, you can always go back.
I can't tell you. I've done a similar thing with Paint Shop Pro, painting a car. Nothing worse than spending 3 hours painting a car, and then you got a font that's messed up, and because you're using that font for the sponsor on the side of it or something, it's messed up, and then the whole thing just goes poof, and you're done. 4 hours gone.
Yeah, and if you're in an auto save, you can't get back to before that glitch happens. You're basically done. You got to start all over again.
And that happens.
Yeah, well, it's
Pretty
getting
cool.
late, so I guess we go to bed now. This is a great race, though. That was a fantastic race. Very cool track, and it was awesome.
A little slow at the start, but they really picked it up at the end and had a lot of green flag runs. So.
And we're racing at Mexico, and then Sydney ended up getting second place, which is cool. We got a Spanish, interview there, which is kind of neat.
Very cool.
Yeah, great work by Dorsey and the whole crew there to get this track ready to rock tonight. It looked like it raced great. And again, 35 drivers showing up tonight too. Incredible.
Benjamin's going to have to hire us an interpreter. That's all.
Yeah. That's what his
I'm
English.
not going
His
back to
English
school to learn Spanish.
No, his English was great anyway. But
Yeah,
I mean,
he did
hey,
very good.
Yeah, definitely do it in Spanish. If that's he can understand the questions and he can respond faster that way. Cool, let's do it. But as always, thanks to everybody on the YouTube machine for watching live or on the replay if that's what you like to do. Do YouTube stuff to the video if you like. Thanks to Maverick for having us in here, Benjamin and Keith, and like I said, Tate and Josh for working on the tracks and getting everything ready to go tonight.
Hey, everybody.
Yep, very, very cool. And we have next Tuesday off here. So join us in a couple of weeks here at Maverick for Dover. Thursday evening this week, we'll be back for season 68 at Rolling Thunder has begun, so it's the Talladega Challenge. We are off on Saturday at ASR, and then we'll be back on Sunday with the 2026 Bash at the SMO Gaming Simulations, which looks like that.
And I hope I get home in time enough for that. I really don't want to miss that one. That's a lot of fun event.
And I don't know what track they're using, but it'll be a cool little one.
It will be fun no matter what it is. Last time we did it was the New Year's Bash. It was fun. The time before that, they did 2 races, and oh gosh, it was absolutely fun watching John Wall just go crazy.
Yeah, you want to get the frustrations out. It's a fun one, and it's live on Tarnation TV, which makes it even better.
Yep.
Watch us try to figure out how to cover something that's so hectic. But I think that's part of it. It's just a blast on all sides. It's fun trying to broadcast it and trying to figure out how to do it properly, and the drivers are having a lot of fun just smashing into each other. So.
And by the time you say Blaine Donovan's your leader, Rod Weston's no, wait a minute, John Wall, no, wait a minute, nope, nope, yeah, it's hectic, but it's fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah, as always, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to Maverick, thanks to the drivers. Thank you, Mr. Weston.
Absolutely.
And the usual, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.